Hello and welcome to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. This will be my first playthrough of the game. Even though I wanted to be blind playthrough, I did go ahead and read some classes and skills and just to understand overall a language of the game, as it seems to be quite different from, let's say, Baldur's Gate 3. And also wanted to give myself an idea of what kind of character I want to build, right, and what is possible. So we landed at this, basically a former soldier. I want it to be kind of like a heavy armor. Apparently there is a power armor in the game, so it seems to be somewhat close to, let's say, Space Marine. And I wouldn't mind that, so I gave him some modifications to look like as if he's, on the way to become Space Marine. Not really, obviously, but to some extent. I don't know if it's gonna look that way though. There's a heavy armor, there's a power armor, and I assume power armor is like close to Space Marine something, probably. He's a former military man, very stern guy. There's also a possibility to go with heavy bolters and flamers, from what I understand. And I was wondering of this, maybe in terms of the origin, maybe if we go priest, will be very stern, kind of crazy dogmatic flamer guy, right? Like just purge all the heretics and everything. Also, in terms of the playstyles, it seems like there is 3 different paths, like light side, dark side, so to speak. Like heretic, dogmatic, and something else, I forgot what it's called. And dogmatic, even though for this world seems to be like a normal way of playing, but normally I play light side, and dogmatic doesn't seem to be necessarily aligning with that. But I might go with that playthrough and see how it goes. Go against my very nature of first CRPGs or like any RPG to play as light side, because usually you help people, you get more quests, get more dialogue instead of killing them, right? So, but we'll try dogmatic. We'll see how it goes. I've heard it's quite interesting. And so I was debating between Master Militarum Commander or the priest. I haven't decided yet, but we'll see. So for that reason, I gave him like
and you will be rewarded.
a pious voice. So he's quite a faithful servant of the Emperor, a purger of the heretics. He's a grizzled old veteran with some modifications. I've seen some battle. He came from the Forge world. Even though it seems like Fortress world might be a little bit better for range character with all these skills. I just like the idea of the Forge world. Like a highly kind of mechanical world that he came from. So like he's more stern and augmented, if that makes sense. Considering we have heavy power armor, so that might be fitting. And for the Forge world, I guess like a buff or modification. I was debating between analytic system and subskin armor. Considering we're going heavy armor, that probably would be quite beneficial. And also if I want to do flamers, for example, it seems like it does not benefit from critical chance. But I'm heavily skewed towards heavy bolters, or like bolters overall, so this might be still useful. Subskin armor, I don't know if I need that much armor, considering we already have heavy armor, so I'm not sure. So I decided to go with the analytics just in case. Even if we don't go with the flamer, basically we bypass the critical chance, but it's okay. In origin, like I was saying, it was either priest be very sort of anti-heretic, right? Or just a former soldier. I was also considering arbitrator. Simply for this one, the arbitrator can parry incoming attacks with ranged weapon, considering we're a range class. But something was bothering me, especially with the symbol. Like it looks like it's like a shotgun. I looked it up, and it seems like it's not going to benefit the weapons that I'm using. Simply because you need to be in melee range, and if I'm in melee range, I can't shoot in the first place, so it's not going to synergize. Even though I kind of like this idea of sort of like a Judge Dredd, or a former Judge Dredd, right? A very judgmental, dogmatic person. But other skills don't really benefit, I guess. So we just gotta go with the typical soldier. And go from there. Navy officer would be nice as well, but I'm not really going. It seems to be more of a tanky person. But this one is more of an offensive one. It seems like it. So we're gonna go with that. For the triumph, I'm not sure what the lore whole thing means. I assume it opens up some conversations. That's another thing as well. I want my main character to be somewhat intelligent, or like have opportunities for conversations. So I want to make him somewhat intelligent We will have to break down some skills here and there. I don't know how limited it is gonna be, but I do want to have him to be as like a main conversationalist, right? I don't know what the max values for the skills usually, or for the attributes usually are. We're gonna make him like maybe at 50 and then probably stop there. I'm not sure. And also I do know that for the heavy armor to wear, even power armor, we need 45 strength. So we just need like to find 5 strength somewhere else, and then we should be able to wear it. And the other 2 into ballistic skill. Fellowship seems to be what the conversationalist skills are. I don't know if it affects anything else. Seems to be quite limiting if it's just affecting these. But we can bypass that since we have to split some of the skills between intellect, because I want my character to be intelligent, and strength. Forge will actually work really well. I think I saw it, I think it was here, yeah, calculated relations. Characters can use persuasion coercion based on intelligence instead of fellowship. Since I already want to make him somewhat intelligent, actually works out, so we don't really need fellowship. Hopefully it doesn't affect anything else. It seems like it's like a party skill, right? It should be affecting some your parties, but we'll see how it goes. It should be, at least for conversation, should be alright. And what are we? Darkest Hour. Not sure what this is. I assume maybe some kind of event that will pop up like to remind you of these things, because unless it's just a lore to, you have to choose something to have like a penalty. I went with the brand of shame since we're not gonna use coercion, even though we're gonna be a dogmatic character. I do want it to be sort of goodwill, mostly using persuasion, right, and everything. So coercion seems to be an intimidation in other RPGs, so we're not gonna go over that. And maybe we were sort of disgraced, a general, and now we're coming back, and this is our chance to redeem ourselves. So I chose this one. I don't know if this is gonna pop up, or is it just simply a flavor text for some kind of penalty that they have to choose. I guess I will go with the soldier since I want it to be, basically a heavy bolter range character. And it seems to be going to 3 of these classes. I don't know which one to choose, but probably most likely Arch Militant. Considering it has like this giant gun, so probably will be benefiting most of the guns that I want to use. And characteristics I already talked about. And my Void Ship, I didn't go with the sword class because it just looks like a shoe to me. Just kind of went with this one. Named it whatever randomized was with Phantom Audacium. I think it's like Fate of the Bold or something. So yeah, this is my character. We're gonna start with the, this soldier guy, and we'll go from there, see what it leads us. His name is Holt, and these are my stats, and we came from, Forge World. Let's get started. Wait, this is inside the ship or inside the base? We are giant statues? I think it's a base, right? Oh yeah, it's gotta be some kind of planet. Beautiful locations, man.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Might turn off the tutorials. I somewhat know CRPG mechanics, so probably don't need this car constantly popping up. Truly an awe-inspiring sight.
That is the purpose of all temples to the God Emperor, to inspire awe and reverence. For it is the duty of his servants to persevere in their tireless service until they are presented with the chance to give their very life for the master of humanity. Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtfear, Master of Whispers, in the employ of her ladyship rogue trader Theodora von Valencias.
What a
At
name.
your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Lieutenant General Holt Scipio Grimold, commander of the 8th Army of the Scantian Janissaries.
My regards, Lieutenant General. The Astra Militarum is the hammer of the God Emperor, isn't that what they say? Well, it is likely that fate will give you ample opportunity to demonstrate your talents as a commander. I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with her ladyship. Bear it with honor.
Wait, I'm her nephew? Is that what it is? Lord Captain, a strange title for the Lady Theodora.
Such are the traditions of the Imperium. Lord Captain is the title that was established in the annals of the Lex Imperialis, at the time when the first rogue traders entered the God Emperor's service, and therefore, it is sacrosanct.
Why am I aboard this vessel? Why have I been brought here?
So that you may fulfill your blood duty. Whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the rogue trader, indeed blessed by the God Emperor. I see that you are shocked. Yes, you understood correctly. Lady Theodora's authority indeed supersedes that of those whom you obeyed before. The Lord Captain's power is so great that she is capable of performing unthinkable feats, such as changing the fate of a servant of the Imperium. Your fate.
I have a curious title, Master of Whispers. What are your responsibilities?
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencias. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
Tell me about the one on whose ship I have found myself. Wait, this is a ship. Oh,
I would rather
giant.
not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back, especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that her ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
Say I'm one of the rogue trader's heirs, so there is another candidate?
There is. And you will meet him soon enough.
I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let us address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord Captain and Master Ethelthrad von Valencias are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
So she wants to speak to me as well? I thought I did turn it off. Interesting.
Know your duty.
I'll be exploring the whole ship and collecting everything I can, but most likely we'll be editing them out so it's not too dragged out video. Try to keep it concise, but I'll definitely will show all the battles and conversations.
One of the von Valencia's trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
What's happening? Run! The servitors have gone berserk! My soul is ablaze with righteous fury.
Okay. Oh, he attacks twice? So that's a typical what I can move, and I assume these are attacks. Is this as far as I can shoot? I'll shoot him for 52. I feel like I need to be closer or something. All I have is a pistol. Let's try to walk up closer. Yeah, okay, so that's what I was thinking. So this is accurate shot, and then this behind that would be less accurate shot. Alright, okay.
I will not be deterred.
Hopefully he's not gonna punch me. We're too close to him. $32 damage? How much HP do I have? Okay, let's step away from him. What is it? Maybe 3? Also, let's see.
I am the chosen weapon that will crush the
I think that will allow me
heathens.
to attack twice.
And so shall it be done.
Beautiful. Original tactic is when used for one round, the military commander and their allies do not suffer damage from allied attacks. 26% more damage to enemies that were attacked by them since build activation. I don't think it's necessary right now. Please go for this guy. I don't think I have HP to withstand his attacks. This guy doesn't even attack. He's just chilling. We do need to walk up a little bit.
Let my fury
Ooh,
rain
good
down
damage.
upon thee. Death to
Okay.
the heretics.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
It's gotta be the second heir. More trouble.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
Okay. How can I loot them? No.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Grand Void Ship Temple occupies the entire space below the officer's deck and is lit by countless candles and lamps. I can't believe this thing is inside the ship. I thought it was some kind of base on the planet at first. Also, I wonder if the ship that I've chosen is this ship? Does that mean I take it off? The lives carrying people around the decks and move with a loud grinding noise. It's got elevators? Okay, maybe her ship is giant and our ship is small. Kind of like Knights of the Republic, the Ebon
Let
Hawk,
us
maybe?
walk this path to the end.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
Survey the room? Your first impression of Edelthrad, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of parchment-like skin stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants and bone, the nervously twitching fingers, the face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerky movement are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. Interesting. In stark contrast to Edelthrad, Theodora von Valencia's features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Edelthrad. Next to the two of them, you see two more men. One is a gray-haired officer of impeccable bearing who is studying the contents of his data slate. The other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manner of weapons.
Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer. Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronis Expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
So it does seem to be that the lore is opening some options, but it needs to succeed. I wonder if it just fails, it shows you as failed or not. I'll go with those spirits could well be the natives' names for dangerous aliens. I would first verify if that is indeed the case and if the population of Aeon 6 engages in xeno-worship.
Reasonable and prudent. However, chasing after ethereal creatures may prove a rather long and fruitless endeavor.
Apart from Xenos, an untrodden planet might be teeming with myriad horrors that are far more dangerous and difficult to eradicate. I suspect that you are simply unaware of their existence.
I gave a straight answer to a simple question, which as I understand was still more than you could do, Edelthrad.
Insolent, ignorant upstart.
Oops.
How dare you?
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
So, why are you here?
Was it not you who sent for me?
You have ceded the opening that was offered to you in a woeful display of meekness. Admittedly, this tendency is equally strong in all who toil in the Emperor's service. Immutable hierarchy, absolute obedience, lickspittlery, compulsion to please. I value none of these things. From the moment my envoys came for you, the terms of your existence changed. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity. And my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all.
I just simply ask your name.
It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
One, does this mean there are others?
Naturally. Some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Ethelthrad may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate. Bloodright alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
You're satisfied with Ethelthrad, then what sense is there in having this conversation? Why are you wasting your time on me?
Impatience. I am rather fond of impatient people. They are not as quick to resign themselves to circumstance and more eager to show initiative. Even if I do choose Ethelthrad as my successor, I will still require loyal advisors. The skills and knowledge you acquired in your former life may prove invaluable here, in the Coronis Expanse. Service in the Astra Militarum is a trial from which very few people emerge with their life. That you have risen through the ranks of the Imperial Guard and assumed command of an army is a testament to your astuteness, both on the battlefield and in the tangled net of officer intrigues. I assure you, the company that a rogue trader keeps will offer you plenty of chances to demonstrate both your diplomatic skills and your combat prowess. Moreover, your remarkable mental abilities were noted in your profile. If you can find a way to exhibit them in the service of the von Valancius dynasty, well, so much the better.
Your outstanding intellect is known beyond the bounds of your home system. Interesting. I'm not sure what this means. Did I hear you correctly? The Master of Whispers is related to you.
His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valancius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voitvir's performance in his current role is satisfactory. Or it used to be, at least.
Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now?
have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
Navigator, translation. What are these things that you speak of?
Sometimes I forget that people without direct access to a ship's bridge may not know the first thing about how a void ship travels between the stars. Vessels such as this one are capable of leaving real space and traversing into the warp, an otherworldly dimension of cruel and unthinkable forces. By entering it under the protection of the Gellerfield, we shorten the route to our destination, crossing distances that would require hundreds of years in a matter of weeks instead, sometimes in days or even hours. That is how humanity spread across the galaxy. That is how we were able to build the Imperium, which spans millions of stars.
Interesting. I'm not gonna snitch about the event that happened. Let's ask other questions for now. What is your ship headed?
The Rykad system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Coronis Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor. I set the course for Rykad on the demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time.
What are my current responsibilities?
Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Edelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
An incident took place on Officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew.
Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all.
Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff.
Enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is ancient. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live.
I don't want to say that. I have no more questions.
In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
Okay. Whoa! Oh, I thought he looked towards the camera.
I am but a faithful herald of the
Oh, we gotta
righteous
fight them all. Whoa.
All of you will bleed!
I can handle this.
All I have is a pistol. What do you... Oh, okay, never mind. They're
Fantastic
powerful.
tactics are the best ones.
My faith strengthens me. Die!
Ooh. Oh, is that a flamer? That would be like actual flamethrower.
Brace yourself, Abelard! I serve the ruinous powers!
Okay, at least we can dodge. I guess let's hide from them. Oh, but who do I want to hide from, right? Maybe these guys, and we'll try to take out these. It just gives me like an extra attack, right? So might as well. Maybe I'll even do that. Then we'll hide here. We'll use that.
Rejoice in service.
Oh, I can one-shot him.
The Emperor commands. Your corrupt way has failed you.
36. Oh, because maybe range.
I
Fuck
will
me.
not be deterred.
Oh, I gotta reload too.
Death to the weak! Chaos guides me!
That's gotta hurt.
What is she using? Is that a plasma pistol?
My place is at the fore.
I want that. So powerful.
Stay vigilant.
Oh my god. It does like 9 damage. This guy does 30.
Bring ruin.
Positive effects. $29. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm always confused on how it works. Like, so I'm behind the cover. Does that mean against him, or do I have to face this way against him? Always with games like that, I never know exactly how to use. Still 29%, 29 as well. Well, I got no better options.
Let my enemies tremble at the sound of my steps.
Oh. Okay.
Look out.
A tactically sound approach.
To the heretics!
Interesting. These guys show up only after we finish everything. Look at this.
Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel.
What is happening?
From what we have seen, I can speculate that we are dealing with some variety of madness induced by warp travel. Such episodes are not uncommon among voidsmen who have found themselves outside the boundaries of real space, though such episodes seldom spill onto other decks.
The casters are not working, or have been sabotaged. Either the warp is toying with us, or someone went to great lengths to cut the ship's communications. I will need a direct channel to the engine seer prime before I can get a sense of what we are up against. Whatever it may be, keep your weapons at the ready. I imagine it will be some time before we no longer need them.
How could there be armed people in the ranks of the crew who would dare to attack the Lord Captain?
Trust me, this is hardly surprising for a crew of thousands. The lower decks are a fertile environment for discontent and heresy, no matter how one tries to incinerate any seed before it can take root. All it takes is a hint of warp influence to cloud the minds of normally obedient cattle.
Sporadic riots on the lower decks never reach these compartments. No, the tumults of the rabble are always contained within their own territory. This is too well organized. It is spreading too rapidly.
It reminds me a little bit of a Snowpiercer. The incident with the rampaging servitors may be connected to what is transpiring now. I mean, 100%.
Possibly. Quite likely. We will investigate at a later time. Right now, we need to isolate the affected compartments and try to assess the situation.
What are your orders?
Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Arch-Militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
Oh, he's Arch-Militant. I'm about to become that, right?
Know your duty.
Okay, it seems like it auto-reloads after battle. Do I have inventory? I do. Oh, I just got nothing. Okay, there's a lot of slots to to fill. Looks like all of these are just decor, but not actually fighting.
Thank Providence you are alive and well.
Always on time, eh, Coonrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
I mean, his group is doing the same thing. Easiest job ever. We finish everything, then they show up.
Mort, hold yourself together.
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Voxmaster is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only Voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
Interesting. Mutiny, but who would attempt a mutiny here in the warp?
Lunatics, fools, heretics. This ship houses thousands upon thousands of people. Pernicious thoughts and warp-induced delusions could have tainted any one of them. It is a difficult notion to accept, but such risks are inescapable. First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once. Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
I mean, he's conveniently missing, right? So maybe he did this whole thing.
I tried to locate
Warping
him, but
people.
the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on transitional deck 18.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
Sister of Battle, though. Interesting.
If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrad's psychic powers.
Then it's settled. Find Edelthrad and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand?
Oh, we're gonna team up? In whatever state? What does that mean?
We are in the warp. Considering the attack, there could be a disruption in the Geller field and the infiltration of malevolent forces onto the decks. Psychers can react to such things in the most unpredictable ways.
Enough! Master of Whispers, you must not allow my heir to turn into a mindless mutant and to perish under Enforcer fire. Do whatever it takes to bring Edelthrad back to me.
I gotta promise that I won't lose our dearest heir somewhere along the way? What? I'm not... something happened to my only competitor. No, we're not gonna do that. I hear and obey, Lord Captain.
Then move out!
Mort, come.
Okay, so I'll get my first companion.
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
I have a proposition. Since I am the more important person here, you can go in the front to shield me from potential threats. Oh my god. I shall make do. Lead the way.
Of course you will. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. But that is no longer relevant.
What? Something hits you hard with a sharp crackle, and you are consumed by unbearable, gut-wrenching pain. What? Oh, okay. I thought it was my companion, man. Finish the game right here. Just shoot right away.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warrant Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
If you get kicked in the nuts by one of your, employees. Voktver, you two-faced scum. You're the one behind this mayhem.
How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself. We are in the anteroom of the Warrant Chamber. This void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates to the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
Oh my god. Is your blood too thin for the Sentinel?
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Fon Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
So I still got coercion even though we're -5. I kind of wanted not to use it, but against him, I guess it just makes sense. What sorry, pathetic excuse do you even have for your apostasy? You sordid, wretched piece of grox shit.
Wretched? What do you know about wretchedness? Theodora's cur. Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blind loyalty? Oh, I know this delusion. But thank the gods it no longer has power over me. Humanity can rot. I no longer serve mortal kind.
So what was it succeeding against? I'm not convincing him in anything, right? He just simply got mad.
Once my work is done, I'll make that pompous wench Fon Valencius watch as I sacrifice her entire dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
Never! Oh. The blade flashes in the dim light, and drops of blood appear on your palm. For a brief moment you feel nauseous, your head is spinning, and then quiet whispers begin to flood your mind. More and more sourceless voices echo each other. What? Drowning out your own thoughts, replacing them with a singular urge. Go To the gate. Go to the gate. Fight the voices in your head? Get out! I'm not your puppet. The voices in your head giggle and mock your desperate outcry. You feel this intruding influence forcing you onto your feet and making you take a step toward the gates looming in the center of the chamber. What? Tech use. In the gateway arch, you see a cogitator with a human likeness built into the front panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. The sentinel turns its head to you, one of its eye sockets lighting up with two ember-like irises. Tech use 100%. Examine the device. Succeeded. Oh, you get XP for that. You carefully inspect the design of the gate cogitator. What immediately catches your eye is the strange alloy that was used as material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this might be some kind of archaeotech relic. The servitor on the gate begins to move. With the screeching and groaning of metal, it leans forward, closer to you. Its lower jaw opens and with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharp metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vid screen to the right of you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. A whisper runs through your consciousness, insisting, demanding sacrifice. The voices that filled your head after Voitvir wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, their source called itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depth of your mind. So, am I being corrupted now by, like, demons or whatever? Examine the sentinel. The servitor looks noticeably different from the ones you're used to. Its skin covering is stitched together with copper thread and has metal hinges in place of its standard joints. It seems that the creators of the Sentinel did everything to ensure that the service life of this unit would be much longer than that of ordinary automatons. I don't want to place my hand there. Look back.
Did you forget something? I suggest you hurry.
Look for anything that could be used as a weapon. You look around in hopes of finding at least something that could work as a weapon. You search in vain. The chamber anteroom is completely empty and in perfect working condition. Nary a broken panel or a protruding piece of rebar in sight. Okay, place your hand into the Sentinel's maw. The Sentinel's jaw clamp around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the servo motors start up and pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the cogitator flickers. Several long minutes pass. The Sentinel's jaws remain closed, and you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath, maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this ever happened.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
You do not understand where this quiet voice is coming from, crackling like static. Is it the Sentinel? The cogitator? Is it figment of your weary mind? Whichever it is, you can clearly hear every word. I suppose the onset of the warp madness they warned me about? Who is this?
Genetic code identified. Child of House von Valancius. Do you require assistance?
You hear a displeased grunt in your mind, as if the lurking entity has sensed something that is not to its liking. Ooh. Yes, Sentinel. Traitors threaten my life and the safety of the warrant. Pain shoots through your head. It subsides just as quickly. It would seem the entity coiled with your consciousness does not have the ability to do you any real harm.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Ooh. Okay. Hopefully I'll get, oh my god. Hopefully I'll get the
There
XP
is
from
still
it.
another way.
I wonder if I get XP from all of those.
The Divine watches over us.
No loot? Let it be known that by my will and by the true words of this document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the warrant of trade and bestow, and to be the paragon of the humanity unbroken by adversity, to walk bravely first into the darkness, to triumph over nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate, to walk steadily the roads of thorns. Can't read that fast.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
What madness is happening here? Who are you? Who addresses me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel standing by.
Are you the Warren Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
I need to contact someone, preferably Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Voxmaster, restore communication with the navigator's sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
Interesting. I need a weapon. I am utterly defenseless.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
The service call goes silent. Its relay is clicking. Second after second passes. And you realize that the service call will not answer you. Lead me away from here.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Okay. Seal the chamber meaning like seal
We shall
forever?
reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Seal the warren chamber. Okay. Are you here to escort me, gentlemen? Never mind.
Run, fools, or fall!
Ooh.
Master, whatever are you doing in the warren chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me, what is the meaning of this?
Conrad Voigtveer is a traitor. When we parted ways on the officer's deck, he stunned me somehow and brought me here.
What?
He intended to take revenge on Theodora for something, and trying to reach the warrant was somehow part of that plan.
Oh, holy God, Emperor! I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny.
Mm-hmm.
And, Master, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
What did I say? Voigtveer openly admitted that he's the mastermind behind the mutiny.
Saint's blood! Then it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels.
Right.
But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Master. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
He hands you a weapon. Okay, I got last gun, chest piece, and a medkit. Let's see what we've got. Okay, I cannot use that. We can have our armor. Ooh. And we have a... Wait, where did my pistol go though? Oh, I guess he took it, right? Okay, I need this guy.
We are the spearhead of the Imperium. Let's patch you up. That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics, instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
Not only got mutiny on the ship, we also don't know where we're navigating through, I guess like a hyperspace or / warp. What exactly has gone wrong with the translation?
I am no helmsman. Oh, God Emperor preserve me, navigator. However, I've spent my entire life aboard void ships equipped with warp drives, and I know that portents such as these do not bode well. It could be that the Gellerfield has faltered. Perhaps the navigator was struck down by warp corruption and is fighting for the last shreds of his humanity as we speak. If we get thrown off course, we will be forever lost in the warp. Naturally, we would likely not have long to live in that scenario. But I will not resign myself to such an outcome just yet.
How did you find me?
You sent me a Vox message. Specifically, a Voxcast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. You mean to say you did no such thing?
Are you lying to me? I think the Warren Sentinel may have sent that message. It appeared when I opened the chamber.
Warren Sentinel? The Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. And I did not see anything of the sort. The Warren Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same?
How big is this ship? It's like a mini city. On this ship, it's crazy. What can we expect to find in the navigator's sanctum?
During warp transit, the sanctum is closed to all who are not involved in traversing the Imperium, and for good reason. For the navigator to open their third eye and perceive the way, the sanctum must be bathed in the energies of the immaterium. Only a navigator can withstand such an ordeal. For the rest of us, any contact with the warp is fraught with perils such as loss of sanity, spontaneous mutations, and death.
Abler does not bat an eye as he lists all the horrors that you are about to face. Interesting. I heard one of Theodora's Voxcasts. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not under no obligation to take such risk. We are doing it because XP awaits us. I heard one of Theodora's Voxcasts.
Lady Theodora's. Which one? The last one I received was about the Navigator's Sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case, let us hope that the Lord Captain is well, and safely in charge of the ship's defense. In the meantime, we must do all we can to prevent the ship from veering off course.
For the Imperium and humanity, Lead the way, Seneschal.
Come.
To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor! Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might, destroy those who have dared!
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward.
Onward.
You will die screaming!
Oops.
Suitable sacrifice!
Run, fools, or fall.
Let the blood flow.
Okay. I can place them. Oh, interesting. Okay. Before I even start the battle. Well, I guess we want this guy as close to these guys. And then we'll deal with the rest. The only thing is, I got nowhere to hide. Maybe behind this body? I don't know. Let's deal like that. We'll deal with this part. He will deal with this part. Let's start. I shoot first and burst fire. 5 first creatures of every shot within 20. Cell column. Oh wait. Oh. This is a single shot. Oh, I see.
Rejoice in service!
Oh, here's what I wanted. Oh yes, you can. Because, okay, now it makes sense. Do not suffer damage from allied attacks. Maybe I didn't need to use it. Maybe I should use it until when I like shoot and he's in the way. Oh, oops. Well, we'll shoot this way. Oh, it depends where you shoot. It actually changes the percentages too. Let's do this as well.
And so shall it be done.
And I guess we'll just shoot this way.
The Emperor commands.
Oh, okay. And I can shoot again? So if I shoot here, 25% on each of them. I assume it's percentage, right? But if I shoot here, 25 on this, but 50 on that. Let's try that.
Rejoice! Let this be the warning
Beautiful.
to all who oppose us.
I am your doom.
Ah! Pain and duty go hand in hand. It will be done.
We've got normal attack and cleave. Ooh, one shot them all. Do it!
At your beck and call.
No! What? Is there attacks of opportunity kind of thing? I wonder if they'll attack if I charge. It seems like they will. I don't want to touch it.
Out of my way!
It's gonna take so much damage.
I've suffered worse.
I serve the ruinous power.
Ugh. My ears are
0.
ringing.
Okay.
To non-believers!
Oh, this would be so good right now. What should I do? Oh, I can do that. You know what? Sure.
Your corrupt way has failed you.
Nice. Okay. And then he can cleave them. Perfect.
Victory is won. You
Wow, okay. Can you reach him?
at your beck and call.
Ooh, close. Okay.
Chaos
I took care of this one.
No Suffering
Beautiful.
will make me forget his sacred words. Burn the heretic. Kill the mutant. Purge the unclean.
If you see an edit skip, it's basically I just explore the room. You just don't see me running around. Pixel hunting. Looks like we're leveled up. Let's see. Oh, I just choose one of these. Awareness, demolition. Skill value 30, ability 40. Oh, it just shows you who has the highest. I don't even know if I can use Medicaid. That's the interesting part. I couldn't equip my, what's it called? Medkit. Wait, that's all the level that gives me? Oh, okay. He's a melee guy. I assume he's a tank. He does Navy officer. We're gonna make him a tank. I assume he is a tank. He doesn't need coercion. Maybe Medicaid. We'll do athletics a little bit. Maybe that helps Barry.